Reed, and I am the owner and designer behind Dodeline Design. We are going to talk today about wedding invitations, and it's probably something that if you're planning a wedding you haven't thought a lot about or don't know a whole lot about, so we're hoping to give you a little education so you know where to start. So, the first things first, this is just a basic wedding invitation suite. And what that's going to include is going to be the envelope, the invitation itself, the response card, and the response envelope. In this case, we did them in a fun color that matches. You could also keep them all ivory, of course, to keep it very classic and timeless. We do also do sometimes the inner and outer envelopes, but nowadays it's really been eliminated most of the time. So just having the one invitation envelope is really okay anymore. So this one's going to get filled out and sent back to you. And then this one is what your guests will keep. So this is a good basic, at its core, that's what your wedding invitation should include. This is just another example to see how much you can vary the style of what you send out. This one is very scenic and fun and has sort of a low country watercolor style going on for the invitation and the response card. It also has an envelope liner, so if you can see, this would be tacked down, but we left it so we could show you. That's an extra piece and an extra thing to add. There's lots of choices. You can add colors, patterns. It's another fun place to add design elements to your invitation. Or you can stick with just the colored envelope like we've done here as an option. So those are good basic invitation sets to look at. Some of the other things people do, sometimes we like to eliminate the response card, and you can actually have people reply by email or online. It's not very traditional. It's also going to be a little bit difficult for older guests. They may not take to that quite as well. It's not as formal, not as traditional. But you can see that's what we've done on this one. The thing about that is people often think like, oh, that will save us a card and save us some money. But you really can't put that on your main wedding invitation. You don't want an email or a website there. It's going to kind of undermine the timelessness of it all. So you still do have an extra card, but it will save you the postage to send back and things like that. So that's one option you can consider doing. From there, we also would consider adding other information into the suite. So this is a good example. We have a lined invitation envelope, the invitation itself, response card and response envelope, and then we also have this sort of make it a weekend card, which has various information, which is really particular to the couple. A lot of times that's directions, hotels, it could be any number of things. It could be various events that you're hosting that you want people to know about, all that sort of stuff. One note, a lot of people make the mistake and think that this is where your registry should go, but your registry should not be mentioned in a wedding invitation. It's not considered good form. It's considered like you're sort of sending an invitation out to buy you a present. So don't mention the registry or gifts at all in a wedding invitation. Where you can mention it is on the website, and this is a good example of how you can remind people of the website in a really small, subtle way. So this little tiny card, it's basically the size of a business card, has their website address. So that way it's not on the invitation, it's not on the response card. A lot of people think about putting it there, but if you remember, they send the response card back to you, so it doesn't really help anyone because then they don't get to keep it. But you can do this little card, have your website there, and on your website is where it's okay to put that registry information, as well as other stuff, you know, directions, hotels, all of that. From there, you have kind of the basics as far as the content of what you need to include in an invitation, or at least need to consider including, and then you can kind of go crazy. And this is just one example of one of our projects where we, went a little crazy. This is a gate that's in downtown Charleston that we've done out of a laser cut. Really, really cool, awesome invitation style. And you can just kind of let your imagination run wild from there with foil, with all sorts of cool printing types as far as how you present the design and the information. So that's the basics of wedding invitations. I hope that answers some questions